Modern Warfare 2 was a disappointment and a particularly bitter one on PC. Developed by Treyarch, the same team behind World at War, does Black Ops offer nothing more than another narratively hollow and PC unfriendly experience, or does it offer something more? As Alec Mason, member of the Special Operations Group, it's up to you to partake in many events that the US doesn't want to be associated with. From assassination attempts of important individuals to retrieving sensitive information, there's plenty of things to do. The story has the protagonist strapped down in an interrogation room as a disembodied voice asks Alec what the meaning behind certain numbers is. As he tries to remember, he experiences flashbacks harkening back to previous missions. It's a good setup for varied missions and environments, but unfortunately Black Ops doesn't take full advantage of this design. Like in previous games, you take part in intense, large-scale shootouts with story moments in between the action. Taking place in the second half of the 20th century, you'll mostly be equipping classic weapons such as the Uzi, M16 and AK-47 among others. But by the end of the day, it plays just like any other Call of Duty game. You get an in-engine cutscene, then you run and shoot, and activate an objective every once in a while. The game design is becoming slightly stale, but it's thankfully done well enough to keep you hooked from beginning to end here. The story, however, is a marked improvement. You play as Alec Mason for most of the campaign, and unlike other Call of Duty protagonists, he actually has a voice. Not only that, but the story manages to feel important as you'll actually be curious as to what happens next. The plot is a huge improvement over Modern Warfare 2, but unfortunately characterization is still minimal, as the SOG group consists of generic badasses. In all fairness, the game structure itself just isn't a very good fit for complex storytelling, but it would be nice to have something more than generic badasses as protagonists. Once you're done with the awesome campaign, the Addictive Multiplayer awaits. There are plenty of modes available, but most people usually play Team Deathmatch. There are also plenty of maps, but don't expect to see many servers offering anything other than Nuketown. Yet, the multiplayer has been significantly revamped as well. Creating your own custom class by choosing what weapons, perks, and kill streaks to use is all good and well, but now instead of unlocking weapons and attachments by reaching a certain level or completing a certain challenge, most are available from the get-go. At the end of each match, you earn Call of Duty points with which to unlock these. And if you think you aren't getting enough of them, you can always take on certain contracts for a few Call of Duty points that reward you with 5 times the number of points you spent, and even some experience if you complete them within a certain time limit. Bear in mind though, that the most rewarding ones are also quite tough. The combination of Twitch action and high-stakes challenges is almost heart attack inducing, so choose your contracts wisely. This time around though, not only can you lean for added tactical flexibility and increase the field of view to avoid literal headaches for longer sessions, but there's also a server browser complete with filters that allows you to play however you want. It's these little details that make Black Ops a satisfying PC experience. The game does require a modern setup, but as long as you have one, you're able to enjoy high-fidelity visuals at a silky smooth 60 frames per second. Call of Duty Black Ops is not just a much better PC version, it's also a much better game than Modern Warfare 2. The story, while somewhat hokey, is genuinely engaging, and while the multiplayer isn't a perfect experience, it's still a far cry from the problematic Modern Warfare 2. The gameplay is indeed exactly the same, but it's done well, and all in all, this is the best Call of Duty since the original Modern Warfare.